Welcome back to Built to Ship, the podcast where we go behind the scenes with founders and product leaders shipping real AI products into the world. Today, I'm joined by Abishek, co founder and CEO of OneInbox.ai, a voice AI platform that lets small to mid sized businesses automate inbound and outbound calls, book appointments, extract structured data, all without any coding. They've hit over 1,500 users and have migrated 30% of folks from legacy systems in just 1 year. Abhishek, it's great to have you.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks for the warm
Yeah,
introduction.
of course. Yeah, well, I want to start with, where you got the idea for One
Yeah,
Inbox and what you were doing before this. What tell us a little bit about your background and what led you here.
definitely. The idea was basically the part of my journey. I started my entire career in call centers. So I was the telecaller, the human version of what we are selling right now. So I was a telecaller, used to take sales calls and customer support calls almost 12 years back. And from there, I built my multiple businesses around that, building call center dialers, solutions around it, and PBXs, VoIP systems, and all. And that I have been into this place for almost 10 years on this business. And then with the wave of Gen AI, then anything which can be now converted into AI, it's was something very close to me that, okay, why not we can have our customer support or sales representative can be now into AI. And that's like almost 1.5 years back, we created our prototype. The major challenge was the latency, and we are able to crack the latency within 500 to 600 milliseconds in our scenario. And that's where we thought, that, okay, now I think that we are capable enough to work in this area, and that's how One Inbox was born. And we started working more and more on the UI, making it better and better. We used all our past recordings, calls, whatever learnings we had from the last 10 years, and we fine-tuned our model. And that's how One Inbox is going right now.
Amazing. I love to hear that like you actually experienced that industry, you actually did that job.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Like what is that job like and any crazy
Yeah.
stories you have from, calls you made or anything like that?
Yeah, crazy stories, like a lot of crazy stories where we used to call like cold calls, and right now a lot of people are using voicemail. So if when they are busy, but 10 years back, the voicemail adoption was not really good. So a lot of use people who was in the meeting taking call, and we start the skip. Hi, this is calling you from this department. How are you doing today? So the fuck off, and they hang up, right? Because they are maybe in the middle of something, and they thought it might be an important call. And we understood from that point of view, and over the time, that it's so important to understand when to call, what's the right time to call, why call is not should not be the only way of communication, why it should be a mix of communications like chats, WhatsApp, and other, bind it together with call, because call is still very important, right? Even if a lot of people does messaging and they get 80% of their problems solved by messaging, but still voice is very important, and voice cannot be replaced ever, but the voice should be there on the right time and with the consent of the people. So those things were there. We have seen 1 million calls in a day, and I still remember the night where a client ran a campaign, and we got panicked that how we are going to manage that kind of call infrastructure. So that was the time when I was working as a solution provider for a call center, and all of our services were overloaded. At that time, AWS was also not so easy to adopt, so there were not engineers available who knows how to quickly scale up and scale down AWS. So we used to run on bare metal servers. So we have to procure servers and do something in that midst of the scenario so that we can handle those situations. And we have been into emergency calling solutions as well. We have seen situations where people are on the day of suiciding and they are making calls, and that call is so important. So we value high volume calls, but we value each and every calls as well. So why a single call is important, it should not be dropped. This can be a life of a person as well. And there were a client who used to does consultation for ship voyagers who are traveling from countries to countries and not seeing any human. They are feeling so frustrated, and they used to call and used to cry over the phone call, and we understood that how important is this call is for that person's, right? Because it's the cost of the life. So Um, Very wide range of experiences, but yeah, a lot of things we have gone through in the past.
Incredible. Yeah. I mean, there's, yeah, definitely a wide range there from, you know, something like cold calling to actually, prevention helplines and stuff like that. And you start to realize how even like a second, delay to a response or a call drop could mean a lot.
Yeah.
What's like the scale of the places you've worked, or either individually worked or was a solution provider for? Like, what's the largest call center you've seen, and how big do these call
Yeah.
centers get across the world?
It can be 1,000 person in the same floor, not in the same building, in the same floor.
Wow.
Because in India, India was used to be a very big BPO hub, even if it is right now, but the kind of work is changed. Previously, it was more into the call centers. And in India, many call centers used to be on the tier two cities, not on tier one, where you can build multi-story building. So they used to have yards where they used to store like warehouses, and they converted those warehouses into call centers. So a big yard with just a shade on top, the entire people on the warehouse sitting on the same floor. And when you go inside, it sounds like you are on a football stadium. People are talking. And the challenge was to do noise cancellation on that place, right? So
That's incredible.
that is the biggest office I have seen. And the smallest office, or the smallest, is one person in a reception of a restaurant. So even we have worked with a lot of restaurants in India, trying to automate table reservations, check-in for clubs. What are the queries they get in a day, and all those small sort of issues, but still very important, because each call is can be a table reserve and can be a client. And any small business were losing at that time like almost 60% of the calls, because the receptionist is also assisting the guests which are there, and also handling the phone calls. So yeah, again, a wide range, from uh, restaurants to even call centers. uh, yeah,
Incredible.
that's been the case. Yeah.
Just one more question on that, because I'm fascinated by it. In that situation with like 1,000 people on one floor, you were mentioning like bare metal servers and things like that. What does the actual infrastructure look like? Does everyone have an individual PC or computer they're calling from, or is it like, they're all
Yeah.
networked into a central hub, or how does that actually look?
So everyone needs to have a desktop, that's for sure, because they need to connect with the CRMs. They need to see what's the information about the client, the ticketing systems, and then you have a IP phone. So if a call center is maintaining a good quality of services, then they buy a IP phone. That's just like a landline phone sitting just on the right side or left side of your PC. Then you have an headphone, which is connecting to your phone, not with your laptop. So there is a specific IP headphones, which is very good in noise cancellation, especially made for call centers. That's uh, those are the pretty basic need for any call center employee. And then a lot of people are using different kinds of headsets. Mostly headsets is the most important thing, because that's pretty take care of all the noises. And then for the entire floor, you have a server room. That server room consists of PBXS, GSM gateways, SIP gateways, all where you are handling high volume calls, which is connected to the telco lines. Um, Network infrastructure both for cybersecurity and other things. So there's so many things need to be managed and run simultaneously to run a call center. So it's not only about the humans, but it's also about the entire infrastructure required to maintain that.
Amazing. No, you obviously have deep expertise in this area, so super interesting to hear about. Tell me a little bit more about now in this like new age, right? With one inbox, what does an experience for one of your customers look like? Like, is there an onboarding process? What's the actual service you guys provide? Um, you know, Tell me what your customers actually experience when they work with you guys.
So on the top, it's basically a AI version of a caller, a telecaller, and everyone is expecting that this AI should replace the human the way they work. On the other hand, we set the expectations that we are not here to replace those people. We are here to augment them and make them more productive, so that they can work on high value clients rather than they are focusing on low value calls and repetitive calls. So that's the first thing which we educate people. Everyone comes up with a dreamland of replacing the entire office with no human, and they expect that they will get the same behavior, the same results. Though the results are very good in compared to human, but in that particular way, you have to use the product. You cannot expect the AI to do end-to-end sales over the phone call. I will never buy from AI, even if the AI is talking really human-like. Even if I get even a small hint in my 10 minutes or 15 minutes of call that it's an AI, I will not get sold because it's my ego problem, right? It's not the reason the product is not good or the service is not good or the AI is not talking good. It's about my ego problem. And I have seen a lot of calls where whenever a person realizes that it's an AI, it drops the respect of that call. Even if it is solving his problem, he don't want to talk or he don't want because they feel like they are not valued enough. Why somebody is calling me through an AI? Don't they think that I should get a human attention? Because now everybody knows that human connection is the most valuable connection, right? So it's not only about the tech problem, it's also about the experience problem from the world to accept AI to solve all of their problems. It can be a query related call, or it can be sales, inquiries, surveys, anything. Um, World also need to adopt and accept the version of AI talking to them and solving them and giving consultations to them. So that's being the major expectation setting we are doing with the clients. So if they come up with vague expectations, we set the right expectation and create the right use case with them. And that's where they start seeing the value. As soon as you are using right product for the right use case, you will see the best experience possible and you will not have any problem. And that's where we are good at. It's not about the product, it's not how the AI product sounds. Everybody claims that it's a human like. 11 Labs and other companies are doing really good work. They are model companies. So we are also not a model company. We uh, build the right combination which works for right language. But the major thing which I try to put to my clients is from my experience that set the right expectations and set the right process. And then only you will see the right value. And that's where our clients who are using it for sales, they're seeing 10 times increase in the appointment setting or 10 times increase in the revenue just by using AI to the right line and not taking AI to directly close the deal or do something which wow for the first time but not good for the reality. It's wow in it's good in demo. You will hear, oh wow, the AI is handling my objection really well, but in reality that does not work.
I really respect that sort of approach and that philosophy. It's maybe not as exciting as some people who want to like be like, oh, AI will solve everything
Yeah,
today. But it's true. Like we see the same theme in our business that a lot of our job, and it took us a little bit of time to realize this is part of our service, but like is educating people when should you use AI? Like, okay, if you want to do like a math calculation, maybe you can have it do a function call to run, some sort of mathematical formula, but like you shouldn't be asking LLM to be doing calculus for you, just like
yeah,
from tokens directly. And so,
right.
yeah, I think that's a great approach that you guys are taking, where you're also educating because it's so hard to to remember that like we're still so early in this AI journey, and so many people
Yeah.
don't understand like what it can and can't do. So love that. Well, so it sounds like if I had to guess, it sounds like your customers might be a little larger because you're taking this time to like educate them. If they have a large call center, they're probably larger, but I could be wrong. Tell me like what's the profile of
Yeah.
customers that you guys work with?
So that's where we are doing something different. We understand that these experiences are important, and we are training our AI to behave in certain ways so that they can even give value to small clients as well. So if you see our platform, we run a freemium model, and the experience or the feedback provided by the customers using the freemium and also the premium services is same, right? It's not like that in freemium my AI is not sounding human like or is not behaving the way I want, but in premium it works really well. So we learn, we use all the experiences from the enterprise and putting it on our product for everyone. So that's our goal. And that's why we have clients from real estate, restaurants, solar, mortgage, insurance, oil and gas, manufacturing units. So we go from the spectrum from small to large. And that's our practice of our day-to-day life, whatever we learn from the enterprise, if those are not fitting on the boundaries of NDAs and IP laws, we use those learning to all the small and medium clients, and that goes in the product itself. So whoever comes up from any background, even a barber shop, they come, they build a small voice AI in our platform, they see the difference immediately from any other platform. And that's why we don't do a lot of marketing. You'll not see a lot of ads running for us. We get all, even right now, we have crossed 2,200 users. So 1,500 was on the last week. And last week, we
Amazing.
got 500 more users. And it is all
Congratulations.
coming organic. Yeah, it's all organic. Like, I know that it's not scalable for a very long time, sustainable for a long time. But for now, I'm very happy that organically people are able to see the difference between other platform, because most of the platform are like tech plumbing. They are joining all the APIs and giving you everything, and you figure out how this AI should work, right? And if I need to figure out everything by myself, then why I need you, right? I have to do my own core business. My own core business can be anything. I'm maybe running a barber shop, I'm maybe running a restaurant. I don't have so much of time to learn about the voice AI as the entire vertical and then implement it to just replace a trained employee who is working with me for the last 10 years. And I'm okay to pay that person even $5,000 a month. But that is not what people are looking for. People are looking for experts who can come in, maybe a productized experts or the AI experts who can come in and solve their problem, and should be as easy to go live. It should not be very complex.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it's great that you're actually bringing the learnings from larger businesses and your background to smaller businesses because they can often be overlooked in these kind
Yeah.
of new advancements. Amazing, and congrats again on the growth. That's really exciting, especially organic growth. Really means that you must have a great product that people are using it and growing organically. What what are the use cases that you generally see start out with? Like, is it like, at least for us, we also kind of have a little bit more of a horizontal play. We're not just one industry. And so we can get folks from, like you were mentioning, any type of industry from real estate to e-commerce to, the pet space, etc. But we're starting to see themes around like what are the use cases people start with. Do you guys see a theme of what folks are starting out in terms of the features they use or the use cases that they have, even across different industries, or is it really unique to every industry?
No, it's similar to almost any industry, and that's why voice AI for the longer term should be an horizontal platform. It should not be a vertical platform. Though everybody's trying to build a vertical one, but it's good to start with one vertical, solve the problem, and then go to other verticals. But the long-term sustainability will come from the horizontal itself, because it's just like, think about, I am the telecaller. I'm working with a oil and gas company today, and tomorrow I want to work with a software company. I don't need to change I need to go and not go and take a tech a degree, or any diploma, right? I can just go there. uh, what I develop is my communication skills. My communication skills is sector agnostic, and every company has a sales department which does calls, a customer support department which receives calls and help them to understand the product or take use case. Some companies will have surveys, feedback department, and these are all quite very generic. And we don't really need a vertical specific, until and unless your verticalization is all about integration with that vertical's softwares, right? Then you don't need that. So that's like being said, most of the use cases are appointment setting right now. Why? Because sales is directly shows the ROI to you. So even if you are, because not everybody is ready to put money, and it's not a replacement cost right now, it's an experimental cost right now. So you will be always happy to experiment on something where you can see an ROI in the next day, right? Rather than, if you have
Totally.
created an entire process of customer support team, you have an entire operations team over there, there is an entire call center operations managers, you cannot just sack them off today, right? So you will experiment on that, and you will put more and more budget towards the sales side of it, so that you can see more revenue, and you can get to the reality of the voice AI, how humans respond to those calls. So that's where every company are spending more time on, which is the sales and lead gen or lead qualification use case, which is extending till the appointment setting. And in some cases, it's even selling off. Like coaching cases where somebody just wants to sign up, but they need some discounts. So AI can tell you that, okay, I'm sending you this coupon code over this SMS, just use it. I'm sending you this link. In those cases, you can say a small percentage where the sales is actually happening or the transaction is happening over the phone call. But most of those cases are sales, lead gen and lead qualification, which working really well. Customer support cases are also highly being adopted, but this very, very uh, big responsibility for AI to do decision making. So they don't know what kind of problems the customer is coming with, how much I need to give the solution over the call, or how much what I should say. And that's where you have to do a very good prompt engineering to solve that problem. And there would be always higher number of hallucinations on that. But when you are doing just appointment setting, calling and asking 4 questions, and if the answer is within your qualified, you are just pushing them to do an appointment and showing on the calendar. That's it. So yeah, that's basically the most adopted use cases.
When it comes to like the customer support use cases, I hear you that it's complicated to do decision making, and we've seen that as well in some of our customers. But isn't it true that like a lot of customer support departments will have like scripts or like decision trees of like what to do? Have you do you have some process to like take those internal SOPs or processes and then have the AI follow those, or do you still think AI is not at a place where it can do a good job of handling that, even with good documentation?
The problem is not on the script. The problem is on the internal tool calling system. So when you have a customer support use case where you have to integrate with your ticketing system, or you have to integrate with various different CRMs, that CRM companies may not be having an open APIs. They might be using still SOAP APIs. You don't know, right? Not every company is a HubSpot or Zoho or Freshworks, which have a very good documentation on the APIs, and AI can learn from that. Uh, those situations where the AI goes really wrong. And then when you have multiple decision tree that if customers say this, then do that. And from there, the AI does not know what to respond politically. Many times, AI will respond as the way you have given. But when there's a human and there's something going wrong in the product, and the managers will come and say, oh, our entire data center has been caught on fire. If you get any call, just say that, yeah, we are working on it, right? So that those things cannot be trained to AIs, and AI can be really truthful to you and can say that in my API response, I can see that the data center is on fire, right?
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Again, appreciate your like realistic opinion of like where AI is at today. You mentioned that like, you feel like there's some ego with humans that we want to talk to another human. Do you think that's going to change over the long term?
Yeah,
And I don't know
yeah,
how
yeah.
long, eventually do you think we'll be more okay with taking a call from an AI? And what's the turning point for that?
Yeah, and the why this will work, because we have seen in past the day when we started buying clothes from online, we have seen that shift, people not touching the fabric but buying the clothes. And over the period of time, it depends on country to country and the kind of generations they are, the how long they will take, but they will eventually be. So countries like US, UK, Australia, Canada, who are very good in adopting tech, they would be faster in doing that. But some countries which are slower in adopting tech, they will take more time to adjust with this fact that they are talking to an AI and it's better than human. But eventually everyone will be, no doubt.
Great. Well, yeah, really insightful conversation. Really appreciate it, enjoyed it. As we start to wrap up, what's next for your company, for One Inbox? Yeah, what's next on the roadmap or the next milestone you're pushing for? What are you guys focused on?
So we are pushing basically to start coming out with omni-channel. So as we have done a very good job in voice and got a lot of control, and everybody in the team has now have seen the real problems of running a voice AI tech. But other channels, WhatsApp, SMS, emails, that's why One Inbox. We wanted to build a one AI agent platform for all the communication channels together. You don't need to manage multiple subscriptions, multiple AI agents. A simple one AI agent can work on other channels as well. So we are working on releasing our WhatsApp voice and WhatsApp messaging AI agent in the same platform in the next month. So that's our biggest goal right now, to handle chat communication and call together in the same time. And while having chat, you can make a call to the customer and retain the context of the chat. So that's the major milestone which we are trying to achieve right now.
Exciting. Awesome. Well, yeah, really appreciate the convo. I'm going to put your website up on the screen for a second. I believe it's oneinbox.com. Is that
Dot
correct?
AI.
.ai.
OneInbox AI.
Oneinbox.ai. Where else can folks follow you and follow along with the company?
Just search OneInbox AI on LinkedIn and YouTube. We have our own channel. We keep posting about the new features update and also the use cases. Um, Mostly my LinkedIn, so you can search Abhishek Gupta in OneInbox in LinkedIn. So we are not really good in marketing, so you might find some trouble. But once you get to me, I'm working to. You can see now I'm coming to the podcast.
Great.
I'm
Yeah.
coming out of the product area, the tech geeky zone, and now I'm started talking about the product, because I now understand that. Um, a lot of product is there in the market. I have started my even newsletter, Voice AI News. So just
Great.
subscribe to that. You will keep always updated to what's happening in this space. It's very important to keep an eye on what's going on. And I
Definitely.
also give my remarks that why somebody needs to adopt that and why not, and what's the right time to adopt those tech. Because a lot of hype is going on. There's hype versus reality. Somebody needs to show you that, and my focus is to show the reality to everyone, because I have seen reality in a very very hard way. I don't want everybody to face those hard situations from scratch again.
Amazing. Yeah, I really appreciate when people who spend so much time in a specific space like yourself are sharing those learnings so that others can learn even faster. So great. Yeah. Hope everyone checks out One Inbox and your new blog and newsletter. And thanks again for coming on. It was a great conversation.
Thank you, Tyler, for having me here. It was such a nice experience, and yep, looking forward to connect with everyone. Thank you.
Same here. Bye now.
Bye bye.